Welcome back, Brush Monkeys, and this week we are starting in on Garrick, the Templar warrior, more commonly referred to among fans of Reaper miniatures as Sir Forescale, because he's used to show the scale of other miniatures in the Reaper line, especially some of the bigger dragons and things like that. People will put this guy next to them to show how big the other figure is. He's a pretty commonly known figure. So I decided to go ahead and paint him up because last week, as you remember, I painted up a knight on horseback from Pathfinder to match a miniature that I painted for a miniature painting contest. This guy was the closest match to the knight on horseback, and the knight on horseback that I painted for the contest also had a knight on foot. So I'm doing this guy to match that. This is not going to be anything near as complicated as last week. I'm not going to do any weird fancy patterns on his tunic. It's going to be just straightforward paint. I've got black and steel for the armor. I'm going to wash it with Null Oil, dry brush it with Necron Compound. The tabard and his shield here are going to be Ulthuan Gray highlighted with matte white. And I've got the Fantasy Games Ironrod Blue for the he's got a little emblem on his chest there. I'm going to do that in Ironrod Blue, but I'm also going to do a chevron on his tunic. I've got Vallejo Model Color Gold for the hilt and pommel of his sword, and Vallejo Model Color Whole Red. It's a little bit of whole red here for his for the grip on his sword. And then the base is going to be Dark Angels Green with a Niblet Green dry brush and dark green base band. You know, pretty standard, straightforward stuff. He's not going to be too complicated, so I'm expecting him to be a pretty fast paint. So yeah, let's get started on him. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, we made some progress on our guy here. As you can see, I got the steels painted. I've got the tabard and the shield based. I haven't highlighted it in white yet. That white will give another layer to that shield, so you can see where it's kind of thin there. It's going to look a little better. I just shade washed the steel, so I'm going to let that dry and take a little break before I dry brush it. But yeah, he's coming along pretty well. Like I said, it's going to be a really fast paint. You might notice I haven't painted his visor. It's because the figure that I'm emulating him after has blue visor, has blue, the design around his visor opening there is blue. So I'm going to paint that blue. I've also decided to base the blue chevrons in Imperial Blue from Vallejo Game Color, and then highlight them with the Ironrod Blue, because that's a little bit lighter blue, and I think that'll make a nice highlight along the folds of his tunic here. I think that'll show up well. And also his, I noticed while painting him, he's got gloves on and he's got a belt on right there. So because he's got some leather bits on him, also that strap on the back of his shield and the back of his shield, I'm going to go ahead and paint those with the Vallejo Model Color Black Brown. I've just got a little bottle of that, so I'm going to go ahead and use that on those. It's a color I don't use very often, and I think it'll stand out nicely against the whole red on his sword hilt here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a little break and let that Null Oil dry, and then when I come back I will dry brush his steel armor and layer up his whites, and then we'll see how he looks. Alright, see you soon. Bye. Alright, Brush Monkeys, we've made some more progress on our guy here. I've layered up the whites, I dry brushed the steel, and painted the leather on his belt, the straps on the back of his shield, his gauntlets, all that fun stuff. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. I really like how the difference between the whole red and the black brown show on the sword hilt there. And I gotta say, here's something I don't see a whole lot of in medieval miniatures, and it's really kind of a shame, but having a familiarity with medieval armor, I gotta say, the detail on this guy with his chainmail and the plate armor and everything, and the pauldrons and his gauntlets. I mean, look, the gauntlet covers the back of his leather gauntlets, but not the inside. I mean, it actually looks like real medieval armor, even down to the helmet having this little ducktail thing on the back. It's just little details, but it makes a world of difference in the believability of the character. You know, I can look at this armor and see that somebody has really put some effort into learning what real medieval armor looks like and then sculpting that accurately. And I like that. I like that Reaper took the time and effort to do that. So yeah, I got the whites and the armor and everything layered up, and I'm ready to start in on the blues. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and paint the blue parts. I did notice as I was painting the whites that he's got a little bit of trim around the outside of his tunic down here on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that blue as well. I don't think it extends to the rest of it. It doesn't look like it extends to the upper parts, just like the bottom part of his tunic is blue, has blue trim. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that blue, and then like I said, I'm going to paint his little emblem and paint a chevron on the bottom half of his tabard and on his shield, and then we'll come back and see how he looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, we've made some progress on our guy here, and he's looking pretty good. I got his chevrons painted, I got the little emblem on his chest painted, got his visor painted, got his chevron and the trim on his tunic painted up and highlighted, and it all looks really good. I'm really happy with how this guy's coming out. This is, like I said, this isn't going to be a really long paint. It's going to go together pretty fast, and I'm pretty happy with how he's turning out so far. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the hilt and pommel of his sword right there, and I got Vallejo Old Gold here, Vallejo Model Color Old Gold, and then I'm going to shade wash it with some Seraphim Sepia and maybe touch it up again just a little bit with the Old Gold when that dries, just to bring out some of the detail, because there's a little this little arrow pointing up on the blade is actually a separate piece from the pommel, and there's some detail on, or a separate piece from the hilt, and there's a little detail on the pommel there too. So I want to bring that out and make it look spiffy. And I may throw another thing of Nuln Oil into that visor just to darken that up a little bit. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break and base that gold, and then we'll come back and see how he looks. All right, see you soon. Bye. All right, I'm back, and as you can see, I've got the sword hilt and the pommel all shade washed and highlighted up, and he's looking pretty spiff. I really like how he's coming out. Also noticed that there is a little gold emblem on his, or a little emblem on his shoulder, so I painted that gold. And then there was some decorative trim on his gauntlet, so I went ahead and touched that up too. So he's got some little decorative elements on him that are gold. And his belt buckle. Got his belt buckle painted gold. So he's looking pretty spiff. I really like how he's turned out. I'm going to go ahead and paint his base and then take a break while the contrast paint dries. Like I said, that's going to be the Dark Angels Green contrast. And then, yeah, really the basing is all there is left to do. So he's coming along pretty fast, and I'm pretty happy with how he's turning out. So I think the next time you see this guy, he's going to be completely done. So we'll see you soon. Bye. Alright, brush monkeys, there is our finished Garrick Templar Warrior, Sir 4 scale. And he's looking pretty good. I really like how he turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and call this video done, wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Told you this one's going to be a quick one. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like down below. If you want to be notified when new videos come out, go ahead and click subscribe. It's like over here somewhere, right there. Those will both help with my YouTube numbers and bring me that much closer to monetizing this channel and being able to do what I love to do full time. If you want to get your hands on some of the miniatures I painted here, visit our Instagram and Tumblr pages. I post pictures of both of those on a regular basis. I post videos on TikTok on a regular basis, mostly to direct traffic here to the YouTube channel, but you know, there's some other stuff there that's kind of cool. So go check that out. And if you want to show some love for your favorite monkey-based miniature painter, go check out our merch store at storefrontier.com/flyingmonkeystudios to get our t-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve t-shirts, can cozies, aprons, face masks. We've got all kinds of stuff there in a bunch of different colors, including tie-dye. We've got some tie-dye shirts on there if you want to check that out. So go check that out. Go check us out on our other social medias and follow us on Twitter for updates on the channel as well. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.